Feelings and emotions are going to make up our memories. And asking ourselves these questions, tuning in with ourselves. How do I feel? Why am I feeling this way? What makes me happy? What is the little things that bring me joy? What are my preferences? We're not all designed the same. And the fact that you like tea and someone else prefers coffee, that's a preference. And the more we tap into the person we want to be and the emotions that we desire to feel, and ask ourselves what provides me those joyous emotions, and try to do more of those. There are 5 human needs. How many of those needs are we meeting? For example, if it's career, like you're putting aside so many other areas of your life just to focus on your career, and your whole identity and confidence is coming from your job title or the type of relationships you're forging through work. But what happens if someone takes that job or that career away from you? What are you left with? How else do you feel strong about who you are as a person? These are the kind of questions I like to ask. Confidence and inner being of tranquility and joy, making memories, looking back at your life and saying, these were amazing moments and these are decisions that I've made because I knew the decisions I made were because of this. Instead of letting things happen to you by default, you have some sort of control. The only way we can actually make proper memories is if we decide to be present. So being able to be aware, that sense of awareness, self-awareness, but spatial awareness, awareness of how we want to interact with others, the type of person we want to be. Being a kind person goes a long way. Feelings and emotions need to be talked about more. Is asking ourselves, what do I desire? What do I love doing? How can I make myself feel proud? How can I make myself feel more calm and tranquil and at ease with how I'm working? What is it that triggers us? And usually unprocessed emotions causes us to, it flares up and it presents itself with maybe we're lashing out when something minuscule happened, but it's causing us to feel anger, frustration. As in, what is it that we're dealing with? Is some relationship bugging us? We have unresolved relationships that are consuming our mind and our headspace. Sometimes it takes a really long conversation with a friend, with a therapist, with a family member, with your husband or wife. Those conversations, if we let them drag out for long periods of time, because our first question, how are you, is not going to really be the defining factor of how we really are. We're going to give someone a really snappy, quick answer, and it's coming from our conscious, it's not very thoughtful response. And the only way we can actually understand and make change to feel better is by asking ourselves hundreds and hundreds of questions and always going, why? 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 Like a child will ask you, why? And it can get on our nerves sometimes, but it's the person who asks why and why and why. That person is going to make us think. And when we think, we're going to come up with solutions, we're going to come up with reasons for something that we have never really had to answer for ourselves. That is great. We can do it in asking yourself. You can find these prompts online, or you can choose to jot these questions down and reframe those. Make sure that we use those certain questions and ask ourselves those questions on a daily basis. What am I grateful for? What makes me feel great? What experiences do I want to have more of? What was the highlight of today? What is an affirmation? What am I great at? What do I love about myself? How can I make my next month better than this month? How am I excited about the next year? Using the word excited. It's not just reserved for kids wanting to go to the candy shop and pick up their favorite candy and I'm excited. No, excitement for life is, and it doesn't have to be those grandiose thing. I'm excited to go and get coffee. I'm excited to meet my friend. I'm excited to record a video. Instead of making those things a chore or just something we do, cherish those little moments. Romanticize your life. That is amazing. When we romanticize our life, we take the time to be intentional, to add those little details. We're having dinner. Oh, how can I make this more special? Let's grab a candle, turn on a candle. Let's dim the light and create an atmosphere. Let's maybe turn on some music that make us feel relaxed and at ease. So much we can do. It's those little details, going in and personalizing your life. The brands who do really well, they think about the customer. How can I evoke an emotion with my product? And I like to do the same with my life. How can I evoke an emotion for this evening? Instead of it just being another mundane evening that is the same as all the other evenings, how can I make it a little bit different? Maybe instead of eating the pizza on the dinner table, maybe we can make a picnic in our living room. Set a different environment. There's so many ways we can give our life a bit of variety. Why do we have to explain to celebrate because it's someone's birthday or it's a holiday? Can we not celebrate for the sheer purpose of putting joy in our life? Putting on music, dancing in your living room, that's fun. It oozes a sense of energy and it surges you to pick yourself up and change your mood. Lifting our mood is our responsibility. What inspires you? Maybe create something. Instead of consuming content, be deciding to create content or tell a story. Write a blog post, a book. Be in the process of creating a project of yours, a passion project. Or if you don't know that what your passion is, be in the search of trying different things to know what you love doing. And be on the journey and path of learning about yourself. Treat yourself. There's no reason why you shouldn't treat yourself. You're working so hard. You're doing all these right things. But why should we draw back on the beauty of life? Why are we putting restrictions, constant restrictions on ourselves? But what is it that makes you happy? What makes you happy? Instead of putting all these limitations that society puts on us, just start from a state of, what do I want to do? If I had to start tomorrow and I could do whatever I want, how would I go about it? That visualization technique is going to take you so far. It's going to be, you're like a kid in the candy store. Pick whatever you want to pick, you can pick. It's like that question, if you could choose to travel anywhere in the world, all expenses covered, where would you go? That's empowering, right? It's almost like, wow, I could choose anywhere. Okay, I'm not going to choose Paris because that's so obvious. Let me do something exciting, something different. So to lift our moods, we do it in different ways. We ask ourselves these exciting questions. Where would we like to travel? How would we romanticize and make our life more interesting for ourselves? How can we look forward to our immediate? Like, how can I enjoy my evening more? How do I want to interact? And what kind of conversations do I want to have? Feeling and changing a state, listening to music, all of those practices, and being grateful for what you have, and still visualizing and being excited about the life that we are living and the opportunity we have right now that we're alive, we're with others, that we have this immense opportunity. That puts us in perspective, and it is exciting.